The Nile Rodgers record came about because Nile was invited to be an ambassador and to write the IMS anthem. Anyone who's not familiar with how that works is basically a 3-day conference in Ibiza with all of the leading industry professionals, and an artist is invited to basically create a track pretty much on the fly, and then another artist takes over and kind of remixes it into a finished product over the space of like 2 or 3 days. So Nile just kind of picked up the guitar and, you know, as he does, doesn't need an excuse, just kind of starts playing, comes up with a riff and an idea, and it was actually Eats Everything who was the remixer that year. So Eats and Dan played around and came up with a sort of underground kind of house beat, which was a really cool track, and that got played on the final day. Everyone was really like digging it and feeling it. Ben Turner, who's one of the co-founders of IMS, got excited as he does and just kind of said, right, you know, with Nile's permission, can we auction this off for charity, for Nile's charity, which is We Are Family Foundation? And Nile was like, sure. You know, like, I think it was all just like, hey, I didn't really expect, you know, this track to kind of, you know, get auctioned off, but he was cool with it. And so a kind of like impromptu auction happened, and they didn't really close it off that day, but they said, look, you know, let's do this properly. And a couple of months later, obviously we'd shown interest, and we were really lucky that we managed to win the record. So we made a charity donation, and we had the rights to release the record, which was called Do What You Want to Do. And it's Nile's first single release in many, many years. He'd obviously had the massive hit with Daft Punk, which, you know, was the biggest selling record of 2012, I think. So yeah, for the last year or so, it's, you know, we've really kind of worked on this for a good number of months. We put the package together and chose the remixes, and Nile has been an absolute dream to work with, just so cooperative along the way. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we released it this year, and we didn't chart it in the UK, but we had an A-list at Radio 2. It's interesting, the demographic, because Nile is so known to, I wouldn't say the older generation, but people who sort of know the disco age, obviously know Chic, really, you know, feel like Nile's one of their friends sort of thing. The younger generation know Nile through Daft Punk and Get Lucky, so there's a definite, you know, sort of breaking the demographic of fans there. But for Radio 2, they were all over that record, and yeah, it was like record of the week and got great support. And yeah, I mean, it's been a fantastic release for us this year. And it was great that it coincided with 10th anniversary. It was kind of like one of our special releases.